Westjet, the Calgary-based airline, is sending a dire warning to the federal government about the financial cost of a carbon tax on Canadian airlines. Westjet CEO Greg Saretsky was at the Pacific Northwest Economic Region Conference in Calgary when he said, and I quote, "We're obviously working closely with the government. They need to be very careful that they don't kill an industry that is so important to economic growth," end quote. And then Saretsky went on to be entirely honest about his company's very slim margins. He said WestJet makes $14 profit per passenger, and any added tax could take a big chunk right out of that. And if a chunk comes out of that bottom line, you and I know it will be made back up in a price hike to us, the consumer. And WestJet is already seeing a fuel hike from the carbon tax here within Alberta for flights that start and end here, like flights from Edmonton to Fort Mac or Fort Mac to Calgary. Starting in January, the carbon tax on jet fuel will be 5.1 cents per litre, jumping to 7.75 cents per litre in 2018. This means struggling Alberta companies are going to be paying more for their business flights. So Notley and Trudeau will start off by hurting the airlines, and then they'll hurt everyone else down the line who uses Canadian airlines to do business. Now, we know Canada suffers from a shortage of airline competition. There are a few reasons for that, but the main one is the large airport fees charged to the airlines. These fees are often 200% higher than what the airlines in the States are charged. And all these ridiculous fees discourage other airlines from entering the Canadian marketplace, which means Canadian domestic carriers have very little competition and very little incentive to lower their prices. Now let's add another fee on top of all these other crazy fees, the carbon tax. Do you think a nationwide carbon tax on top of all these other fees will encourage low-cost American carriers like Southwest or Spirit to expand into the Canadian flight marketplace? I don't think so. Canadian airlines will pass as much of this cost on to their customers as they can, making airline travel even more expensive. And the competition will never come to save Canadian travelers from these high prices. I guess it doesn't really matter to Liberals like Justin Trudeau. I doubt he's ever flown economy class anywhere, or for that matter, worried about the cost of a flight. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.